comes alive.
Friday Fight Night comes live from the Odyssey Arena here in Belfast as we bring you Olympic heroes and a homecoming hero. Martin Rogan was the first ever prize-fighter champion. He's a modern-day Rocky who's risen from obscurity to Commonwealth champion. Tonight he hopes to write the latest chapter in his amazing life story.
The prize-fighter champion takes the prize scalp.
Against another prize-fighter champion, Sam Sexton, big, powerful, full of ambition. He's set his sights on ruining Rogan's night. Also tonight, 3 Olympic stars hoping for an exciting new chapter in their careers. James DeGale looks set for a golden future after his triumph in Beijing. Frankie Gavin was Britain's first ever world amateur champion. Billy Joe Saunders, the youngest of our fighters at just 19, he was the world's #1 junior. All 3 hoping to continue the winning start to their pro careers.
A sweet professional debut.
But it's a battle of the prize-fighter champions topping the bill as Martin Rogan makes the first defence of his Commonwealth heavyweight title against the fast, skillful Sam Sexton. Friday Fight Night live from Belfast. Hi there, good evening. It's been an incredible journey for Martin Rogan, from Belfast taxi driver to heavyweight champion, all in the space of a year. What will unfold in the next 12 months? Along for the ride, Johnny Nelson and Glenn McCrory. Glenn, it is a fairy tale, this, isn't it?
It certainly is. Who would have thought it? I'm sure he wouldn't, in his wildest dreams, thought he'd be here defending the title. It's a great story.
And back home as well.
What surprised me was when I pulled up outside the Odyssey Arena, big massive billboard poster with Rogan on the side of it, you know, Commonwealth champion. What a feeling.
It would have probably dropped people off in his taxi here not long ago.
I'm sure he would have, you know, and to be here now defending the title, you know, marching through the heavyweight ranks, it's a fairy tale.
All right, a battle of our prize fighter champions tonight. A little bit later on, we'll be looking forward to the latest instalment of Prize Fighter. 8 cruiserweight champions who are promising a knockout night at London's Earls Court.
I think there's going to be a few hit the canvas, probably me, but I will get up, you know, we'll go for it.
He's up for it, sure you are too. Prize Fighter the cruiserweights, next Tuesday night, 8 o'clock on Sky Sports 1. Tonight, not just about prize fighter champions, it's also about Olympic stars. Here's Ed Robinson.
3 dazzling former amateurs share one professional goal.
I think I can go all the way. It's just like dedication, time and effort. But it's a long road yet. I've just started out and we'll see.
It's got to be world champion, hasn't it? I've won it as an amateur, and if I don't go into the pros believing I can do it, then I shouldn't have turned pro. So world champion, definitely.
I will be a world champion in the next 4 years. Remember, I said, please, remember I said this, world champion, next best thing, trust me.
Frankie Gavin and James DeGale both ruled the world in the unpaid ranks. Gavin as Britain's first ever world amateur champion, and DeGale after striking gold at the Beijing Olympics.
To become an Olympian is something, you know what I'm saying, but to come up with a gold medal, man, and be recognised by a country, it's fantastic.
While the youngest of the trio, 19-year-old Billy Joe Saunders, a Hertfordshire-based Romany gypsy, stole the show on his debut.
Classy, Billy Joe Saunders gets it right, and he's another one to get excited about.
Age is definitely just a number to me. I'll just do the job that's been put in front of me and hopefully I'll achieve my task, what I want to achieve.
Gavin also delighted his home crowd in Birmingham with an exciting win.
And listen to the reception for Frankie Gavin.
While DeGale may have to work harder to convince the paying public that he can adapt to the professional game. But all 3 are promising to showcase their improvement tonight.
I believe they're going to see a better Billy Joe on the next outing.
I just want to just keep fighting now, just keep getting them wins out the way, and just keep letting everyone see what I've got and what the other 2 have got as well.
Trust me, you're going to see a difference, man, and everyone's going to be like, whoa, he's good. You watch, you watch.
Johnny, what are you looking for from our Olympic stars tonight?
That smooth transition from amateur to pro. Any mistakes that they've got, any chinks in their armour from the amateurs, this is the time to do them. Get rid of them, shake them off, and then start to become a fully fledged pro.
What we have to see is star quality. Remember, these were 3 of the best amateurs in the world, so we expect them to really shine, to show that little bit special that's going to capture the crowd's hearts.
It's Billy Joe Saunders, former world #1 junior, second round stoppage in his first fight, his pro debut, who will open up the evening's proceedings against a man from Berlin, Ronnie Gabel, who's won his last 2 fights inside around 5 years the older man he is. Terrific atmosphere here at the Odyssey in Belfast. Let's get the evening up and running then. Our commentary team, Adam Smith and Jim Watt, but first our MC, Mark Burdis.
Welcome to viewers of Sky Sports Friday Fight Night. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome into the ring, Billy Joe Saunders.
Very good evening to you from a packed and atmospheric Belfast. And here's the bright young thing from Beijing. The Olympic experience, part of a super amateur career that Hatfield's Billy Joe Saunders enjoyed. The all-action teenager who made quite an impact on his professional debut in Birmingham. It's a long, long road, Jim, but you get the feeling exciting nights lie ahead for Billy Joe.
Yeah, well, Billy Joe Saunders, I think he showed straight away he has a style well suited to the professional game. Okay, he had things totally his own way in his debut, but the moves he showed, the punches he showed, the variety of shots and the power he was putting into the punches and the precision of those shots, you can see there's a bit of star quality there. I think he's going to make a far better pro than he was an amateur, and that's saying something.
Glittering in red and hoping to make another big statement tonight in fight number 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest this evening is a special attraction featuring one of our 2008 Beijing Olympic team. Frank Warren proudly presents 4 3-minute rounds in the middleweight division, live and exclusive on Sky Sports from Belfast's Odyssey Arena. Firstly, in the red corner, wearing the purple and white shorts, weighing in 11 stone, 9 pounds, 6 ounces, with a record of 2 wins from 3 contests. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting and introducing from Berlin in Germany, Ronnie Gabel. And across the ring in the blue corner, wearing the red shorts, weighing in 11 stone, 9 pounds, 10 ounces, is a man who made his professional debut in February. As an amateur, he has won gold medals at Commonwealth and European level, which culminated in him qualifying for the 2008 Olympic Games. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Hatfield in England, currently undefeated in 1 contest, Billy Joe Saunders. Your referee in charge of the action is Mr. Terry O'Connor of Birmingham, who will now give his final instructions to both boxers.
Okay, you both know the rules. Protect yourself at all times. When I say break, I want it straight away. Shake hands, best of luck to both.
Billy Joe Saunders,
ladies and gentlemen, 4 3-minute rounds.
Leading the charge again for the trio of hot prospects. 10 weeks on from the start of their professional careers, and it was a sizzling performance from the baby of the bunch, Saunders. Second bout against the German Ronnie Gabel, who's won his last couple inside 3 minutes. This could be fast and fiery.
Yeah, and Gabel looked as though he couldn't wait to get started there. He was marching out to the centre of the ring. The referee had to push him back. He also has another fight arranged in 3 weeks' time, so maybe he fancies he's going to get through this one unscathed, maybe even with a victory, but a good sharp start from Saunders.
Yeah, establishing the jab and the quick hands from the southpaw stance, which he shares with Frankie Gavin and James DeGale. Defence high, with his combinations together well, dispatching Attila Molnar last time in a couple of rounds. Body shots, precise from Saunders.
Gavin has a fairly good defence, he's blocking a lot of these. Okay, the action belongs to Saunders at the early stages. He's throwing some nice punches again. But Gavin looks physically pretty strong too. He looks a little bit bigger than Saunders. Lovely right hook from Saunders there.
Reddening by the left eye of Garbel is only in his 4th fight. He's won 2 of them, as we said, both by knockout. But these body shots are ripping home from Billy Joe Saunders, and that will get the guard down.
Yeah, there's target behind the elbow, and Saunders spotted that. Sunk a lovely right hook there.
Showing good defence as well, and a mature head for a 19-year-old. And he's got this style, Jim, that's going to attract the fans.
Yeah, and he's doing the right thing too. He's punching through the defence. This fella has a tight defence. We only have a short distance fight. You can't play open defences. You just have to punch through it. Okay, some of the punches will be partly blocked, but the body shots are good, and you're making an impression, you're winning the rounds, so he's doing exactly the right thing. There's some more good body shots from him. Just watch his own defence, he has to be thinking of a little bit. This fella's going to pot shot down again.
Good jab and body shots again, getting home from Saunders. Garbel showing resistance, some ruggedness, but marked up, and he just can't deal with the speed of the teenager from Hatfield.
Oh, that was a good shot.
And again, with a right hand this time, and a gulp of air from Garbel.
Yeah, he's vulnerable when he's throwing punches. Yeah, the body shots have done the trick in this round. I think they've knocked a lot of the ambition out of Garbel.
Another one-sided round for Billy Joe Saunders. And this bright start to his pro career. Excellent again. And there's the statistic to prove what we were saying. Garbel slow to his corner. And Jimmy Tibbs in there with Billy Joe Saunders, who's developed so many world champions, and he really rates his man.
Yeah, and they can't be any happier with that opening round. The tight defence, but he was finding his way behind the elbow there, you can see it there. And when there wasn't target, it was just keeping Garbel occupied. You can see that big gasp of air. That was the body shot, it's taken all the wind out of him. Did well to survive the opening round. I don't know that he's got as much ambition now as he had when he stepped into the ring, because hurtful body shots couldn't really come back with much.
Like Wissenbach, the German super middleweight champion, what on earth can he tell Garbel? Billy Joe Saunders threw 100 punches in the opening round, and plenty of those landed. Here's the second in the middleweight division. We're watching the second professional outing of Billy Joe Saunders in the red of his beloved Arsenal football team, and the purple and white of Ronnie Garbel, the visitor over from Berlin in Germany. Straight shots now from Saunders, and he's just rocking Garbel around the ring.
Yeah, that was more of a stumble. He just kind of pushed him over, but a good right hook then.
And these body shots, he can't take them for 4 rounds. He might have to go down here. Garbel, very spirited, but it is all Billy Joe Saunders.
Just have to be mindful, he has scored a couple of knockouts, Garbel. He's not getting the chance to get any leverage whatsoever into his shots. But as Saunders is having it all his own way, just be a little bit mindful, keep the chin protected. We don't know if this fellow has power. We don't know who it is he's knocked over. He's just not getting a chance to show it here.
Body side to side from Saunders, who began boxing at 5, and it's all he's ever known. And it's going to be stopped right there in the second round again, this time in his second professional outing. 2-0 for Billy Joe Saunders, and once again Jimmy did everything right.
everything right, yeah, and Garble just couldn't cope with the volume of punches coming his way. There was no point letting it continue. He tried to wind up a couple of counter punches of his own, but he wasn't getting the chance, and he was just going to be tuned up. So Billy Joe has set the standard again. The other two are going to have to follow. Can they do any better? I wonder. But the body shots really did the job in the opening round, punched most of the resistance out of Garble. And here he just didn't quite know what to do, and look, no argument whatsoever when Terry O'Connor stepped in. The volume, the accuracy, and the meat in the punches too. And looking straight at the target, nothing wild, nothing uncontrolled. Lovely performance.
Did very well again, Billy Joe Saunders.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 1 minute 16 seconds of round 2, your referee Terry O'Connor has stopped the contest. He deemed Ronnie Garble was in no position to continue. The winner, in the blue corner, from Hatfield, Billy Joe Saunders.
Billy Joe Saunders setting the standard for the rest to follow. Next up, Frankie Gavin. He's backstage with Ed Robinson.
Well, Frankie, you had so many amateur bouts. Do you still get nervous?
Yeah, of course, yeah, but second pro fight, at least I've got the first one. I was really nervous. I think I'm a lot more calmer today, so it's good enough.
You got very involved in the first fight, got drawn into a bit of a scrap. Will you box more and use your skills tonight?
I hope so, yeah, that's the plan. Just hopefully I don't get drawn into a fight. I never did as an amateur, so I don't think I will. Been training's gone as well as it's ever gone. I've been training with Tony Bellew for this fight, and we've done everything together, and I'm learning a lot.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, from one star amateur or former star amateur to another, impressive, nice word from Billy Joe Saunders. He's talking to Adam Smith.
Sweet again, Billy Joe. Did you feel as good in there as you did on your pro debut?
Sorry there, first of all, I'd just like to say I dedicated that to my uncle Steve Catnack, who passed away yesterday with cancer. And I send my regards to his family and his son Finch in that.
Sorry to hear that, and well done for getting in the ring and performing as you did. How did you feel?
I felt super. I mean, I had a brilliant training camp. Everything went well. Just listened to Jimmy, Mark and Dean in my corner and that, and I just can't put a foot wrong.
Speedy body shots as well, ripping from side to side. You're developing already into a pro at 19.
I mean, well, I got owe it to like Jimmy Tibbs and Mark. I mean, they're the ones putting all the time into me in the gym and that, and that's what we're settling down and learning. I'm just steaming away, just listening to them.
Jimmy Tibbs, you've worked with a who's who of British boxing over the past number of years. How highly do you rate Billy Joe Saunders?
I rate him as a very, very good prospect, and I think he's got a great future in the game.
Thanks very much, guys. Well done again, Billy Joe.
Johnny, impressive again.
Very impressive. Out of all three of them, he's the one that stood out to me initially. He's reckless but exciting. He punches, he's got an engine on him that you just think is never going to stop. He wouldn't let up, kept the pressure on. Excellent variation from head to body. Pressure off the front foot.
The body shot's impressive, Glenn.
Well, body shots are good, but for me the first thing that struck me was his attitude. You know, he came straight out, and Garble looked the sort of fighter that could have given him a tough night, could have been decent and hard opposition, but he just took the play away from right from the start, heard him on body shots, and then never let up.
Punched the fight out of him. He punched the fight out of him, dropped him to the body, dropped him to the head. Garble just didn't know which way to duck, which way to cover the head, cover the ribs, and
he kept it going, didn't he? He just kept, you know, it was non-stop punching. Garble just never had a chance to throw anything back, to get anything off, to get into the fight. He just totally steamrolled him.
And that's how you intimidate an opponent. You just take all game plan away from him by a constant onslaught.
Good way to set up the night then. Now the first of 3 live fights coming your way. Next up, the former world amateur champion, Frankie Gavin.
Poker comes alive.
On Friday Fight Night next week, Welsh boxing's brightest and best young talent, Nathan Cleverly, defends his Commonwealth light heavyweight title against the rough, tough Billy Boyle. That's next Friday, 10 o'clock on Sky Sports 1. Next up here in Belfast, former world amateur champion Frankie Gavin. Can it be win number 2 for our Olympic stars tonight? Our MC is Mark Burdis.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome into the ring, Frankie Fun Time Gavin.
Stand up, okay? Yo, it's fun time. I said it's fun time, Frankie. If you want to be the best, you want to get.
Here comes Frankie Gavin, the cheeky, chirpy character outside the ring, and inside arguably our finest amateur of recent years, the Birmingham Southpaw, who skillfully amassed ABA titles, multi-nations, won the Junior Olympic and Commonwealth Games gold, and became our only world amateur champion ever. Some memorable performance in Chicago. He's getting a good reaction here. He has Irish roots. Can he transfer that brilliance as an amateur, Jim, to sparkle as a pro?
Yeah, I wondered if it would take Gavin a couple of fights to get used to the pro game, but I have to say in his debut I was really greatly impressed by the body punching he was doing, the way he was working to the body. He sold a lot of tickets that night, a lot of fans, I think they reacted to the fans, they got a little bit too much involved. Clash of heads caused a cut across his nose, which is a pity. I expect him to be a little tidier tonight to keep his mind on the job.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest this evening is a special attraction. Frank Warren proudly presents 4 3-minute rounds international contest in the light welterweight division, live and exclusive on Sky Sports from Belfast's Odyssey Arena. Firstly, in the red corner, wearing the dark blue and white shorts, weighing in 10 stone, 2 pounds, with a record of 2 wins from 5 contests. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting and introducing from France, Mourad Frarima. And across the ring, wearing the blue and green shorts, weighing in at 10 stone, 2 pounds, is a man who stands alone in his amateur achievements. As an amateur, he has won championships at every level from schoolboy to senior, including the Junior Olympics and 2 ABA championships. He holds an impressive personal record of never having entered a competition without winning a medal, and in 2007 he achieved an honour never previously won by any British boxer when he became the first man to win the World Amateur Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Birmingham, currently undefeated in 1 professional contest, the World Amateur Champion, Frankie Funtime Gavin. Your referee in charge of the action is Mark Green of Romford, who will now give his final instructions to both boxers.
Okay, gentlemen, I spoke to both of the dressers. Remember, what to keep your punches on target and watch your heads. Apart from that, you protect yourself at all times. Shake hands, 4 threes. Good luck to both.
Ladies and gentlemen, 4 3-minute rounds.
Here's the fast, elusive Frankie Gavin, who surprisingly chose to stand and trade with his opening opponent, George Kadari. Got the stoppage, but was badly cut himself. How will he deal with this Frenchman, Mourad Frarima, style-wise, do you think, tonight, Jim?
Well, I mean, I think he'll have a look surely for the first half minute or so, but he's stepping right up. Putting him on the back foot was obviously is the best plan. He looks a little bit relaxed and lackadaisical, Frarima. So I think he's going to have to sharpen up his thinking. His defence doesn't look too tight. So Gavin right down to business with the southpaw jab.
Didn't catch him with one there, though, Frarima. He was 1-2 of 5. The 24-year-old from France.
Some decent upper body movement from him. Not a great deal of offence. He did land the 1 straight punch. It looks shifty, it looks awkward. So we'll see if he can produce any power. His record doesn't suggest he can. We'll see.
Gavin, who had 108 wins against only 20 defeats as an amateur. Really the pick of the crop.
Not finding the target yet. I think this fellow's shifty, difficult to pin down. So I think patience is going to be required here. Don't bother with the hard punches until you start finding the target, then put the meat into them. The jab's beginning to work now.
A nice couple of jabs and blinking Frarima. just upset, unsteadied by a couple of those. As Gavin comes forward and gets his front foot planted, and there's the movement, quick reactions of Frankie Gavin.
You can see Farima just taking in a deep breath there. I mean, he's not tired, but I think he's knocked out of breath. Just with the early pace, he'll get his second win, no problem. But he's feeling the pressure already. He's been made to work every second here.
The body shot went in, and these jabs really beginning to get home from Gavin. Again, the speed, like we saw with Billy Joe Saunders, troubling the opponent from France.
Yeah, and you can see the fact that if you keep the pressure on, just keep on and don't give him a second to think, then the punches that weren't landing early will start landing, and that's what's happening as the round wears on. Just the constant pressure beginning to get to Farima here.
Anthony Farnell, his trainer, Frankie Gavin, just saying take your time. He says he's red hot in the gymnasium. Absolutely brilliant and a joy to watch. It's going to be transferred into the professional ring, which is different.
Yeah, he's doing the right thing here. It's difficult to look good when the other fellow's so cagey and a little bit negative at the same time. But Gavin, he's not becoming frustrated. He's not landing all that cleanly, but he's landing often enough, and without doubt won the opening round, no problem.
Beautiful job, not even
sensible.
Showing some
maturity.
You've got to feel him, haven't you? Right? You've got to feel him now.
Anthony Farnell happy with the use of the jab, which was totally dominant in the first. Always such a key punch too.
Yeah, well, the patience was impressive in the opening round. This fellow could start to cause you to show signs of frustration. But he just kept doing it. He knew he was doing the right things. When they weren't working, he just stuck with them, and the longer the round went, then they started working. The jab was finding the target. He'll step up the pace now, but the main thing is he keeps the pressure on and keeps this fellow under the cosh.
I was letting your hands going there. 1, 2, double look, then follow again.
Anthony Farnell, who said he was absolutely privileged to have been chosen to train Birmingham's Frankie Gavin, who has the support here in Belfast. Straight down to work in the second.
Yeah, I think Farima learned a lesson there. Don't touch gloves until the last round. He extended his hand and Gavin got right down to work.
Just stabs at his nose there, Frankie Gavin. He was cut on his professional debut, and another injury did rear in sparring a few weeks ago on the nose. But a good jab again, solid and strong.
Farima looks as though he wants to be a bit livelier, so that'll give Gavin more chances to land more solid punches. Trying to be a bit more competitive, but not quite managing it, I'm afraid.
The swift hands giving Farima problems. And off that jab, and there's the body shots. He tried those last time out, Frankie Gavin, and for the first time attempts to prise open Farima, slow him down, this jerky Frenchman. Oh, good work, lovely combination from Gavin.
Yeah, again, the constant pressure just beginning to break him down slightly. Gavin's forcing him to throw punches, forcing him into the moves. And you can see is that feeling of being cornered now.
Yeah, sweet looking left hand as well, a few seconds ago from Gavin. He's really controlling the centre of the ring. Work rate and concentration from Gavin. Looking good, Jim.
Yeah, he is looking good. He's controlling things and he's controlling his own boxing, which is impressive. I mean, this is an awkward fellow. He's very quick, difficult to pin down. I like the way Gavin is just keeping that steady pressure going, not allowing him into the fight, not allowing him any success, which would bring with it any confidence. Just keeping him under control. Just a slip.
Yeah, bundled down. But in danger of being overwhelmed by Frankie Gavin, who said that he had the toughest opponent of the trio last time in George Kadari, and wasn't that happy with his performance. by his high standards. There's the body shot again from Gavin. Has admitted that he might not be the biggest puncher in the pros, but he's got other great qualities.
Yeah, and it's possible over the longer distance he'll develop the punch. And if you're accurate and the work rate is good, you can get the same result. A good uppercut. Yeah, there's more confidence now and more meat in his punches. He's getting closer now, beginning to pin this fellow down. Good round.
Whip those in nicely. One more wedding backstage to come out. James DeGale talking to Ed Robinson.
Well, James, you've got a tough reception on your debut. Will you be more crowd-pleasing this evening?
Most definitely. Most definitely. As I said, I've been in the gym for the past 10 weeks since my last fight. Been working with Jim, and I'm coming on. I'm coming on. As I say, I want to stop all the talking, stop all the running my mouth, and you will see tonight how much I've changed.
What have you been working on in particular in the gym for this fight?
Just like we've been working this imaginary circle, instead of me hitting him and jumping back out and have a little feel again, use my movement, use angle. I don't have to jump out that circle. I've got the movement, I've got the skills. I'll do it, you know what I'm saying? But I think you're going to see a difference, definitely.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
He's actually a likeable guy, James DeGale. Maybe come over quite as well as he should have done first time out, but we are looking forward to seeing him in fight number 2. How's Frankie Gavin doing in his second fight to you, Jim?
Well, the main thing at this stage is I like to see improvement with every round that passes. Well, we've seen improvement from the first to the second, and I'm sure that will continue. He's beginning to control this fellow, pin him down more.
Gavin's mother was born in Tipperary and his father from Galway, so he has fans and relatives at ringside. Is that adding pressure? He wants to put on the show. All early experience, and whipping in a left hand there for Rima, who's not been contained just yet. Outboxed, but still in there.
Yeah, he's trying different things as well now, Gavin. That's what you like to see. Okay, he could win this with a jab. If it was an amateur fight, he wouldn't have to get involved in the slightest, but he realises the pro game is more about entertainment, and that's what he's doing. He's digging in some nice hooks, throwing uppercuts. This fellow's still shifty, still awkward. I thought that was borderline. Don't see a problem, neither does the referee.
He complained though for Rima. Gloves went down. Shows his novice tendencies as well.
That's what he has to be careful of. Particularly southpaws have to be careful of clashes of heads, and that could have been another nasty one. That's just the one thing that Frankie has to be thinking about as he steps in with the punches. Being the southpaw, there's always the danger of elbows and heads. Good left hand.
A good spot that, Jim, as they came together. And again.
Also, when the other guy is on the defensive, he's all over the place thinking about making punches miss, so there's more chance his head is going to come into contact. That's another time you have to give yourself room. Just step back a little bit. Don't get too close when the other fellow is all over the place.
The left hook's going in from Rima, whose game has come to try and take the limelight away from Frankie Gavin. He's lost 3 times in 5.
He's gasping for breath too. I think a couple of those body shots have really sunk in and hurt him. Yet finally Gavin beginning to have the time to pick his punches. Look at that.
Beautiful uppercut from Frankie Gavin. And is the resistance, the resilience of this brave Frenchman just beginning to wilt. Last 30 seconds of the third.
See, Gavin has taken the spring out of his legs. He's not got the movement now, so now his defences have been torn to shreds. Gavin has the time now to sit in with the punches. Took one back there, but doesn't have to worry about this fellow's power.
Head punches now, a volley, a burst from Frankie Gavin. He could be close to a second stoppage win. Time running out in the third. He was taken into the 4th last time. What about here in Belfast? It's all Frankie Gavin! And Mark Green steps in and right on the bell. Frankie Gavin gets his second stoppage win. This time he did it in 3 rounds exactly.
Yep, and as I say, improved with every round. And the amount of punches and the accuracy of the punches he took the steam out of Arima's legs, and when he had him pinned against the ropes, he knew the finish was on and he stuck with it, just kept pouring the punches. Good solid shots. He says himself he's not a massive puncher, but that shows he hits hard enough at this level, certainly, and we'll see if that power develops as he goes along. But that was an excellent performance.
So back at it at the normal speed, and it's right on the bell, I think, this, Jim.
Yeah, the bell sounded just as the stoppage. But I mean, this was the second assault. He'd already been pummeled earlier on, and look at the way we stepped. The referee had made his mind up, the bell rang, so he can't change his mind. I mean, okay, if the bell had rung, sounded maybe a second or so earlier, maybe they would allow him back to his corner to see if he could get himself back together. I mean, he was walking back to his corner, he didn't want out of there. Full credit to for Arima, he wanted to carry on. So he'll really feel hard done by, and maybe just bad luck with the timing of the stoppage, but you couldn't argue. The referee had made his mind up because punches were landing, nothing was coming back.
Another
good performance
display
from Gavin.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 2 minutes 59 seconds of round 3, your referee Mark Green has stopped the contest. He deemed that Murad Arima was in no position to continue. The winner in the blue corner from Birmingham, Frankie Funtime Gavin.
Lovely finish, wasn't it, when it came? Still to come this Friday fight night. Our Olympic golden boy, James DeGale. He conquered the world in Beijing. Can he win over the crowd in Belfast with victory over an unbeaten puncher? That's on the way next. Let's get reaction to what we've just seen from Frankie Gavin. Johnny Nelson, what did you reckon? Mature performance?
Mature, clinical, nice and controlled. Bullied him.
Well-deserved drink after that. Let's hear from him. Speaking to Adam Smith.
2 out of 2, Frankie Gavin. Pleased with tonight?
Yeah, it took me a bit longer to go again, so I wanted to start quicker. I was throwing too many single shots when we've been working on combinations, which is a bit, I don't know why, but I find it easy with the single shots. I wasn't getting caught, but went back to the third round and Arnie said, get your jab, step in, and then you let your shots go. And I started to land a lot then. Every time I hit him with a jab, he was doing that. And I caught him with a few too many at the end. And I know he moaned about why he got stopped, but he weren't coming back, and when he was coming back, there was nothing in it.
You eventually overpowered him, so 2 stoppages now. Shows you can hit a bit as well.
Yeah, I hurt my hands a bit in the first round, but I'm not saying I'm a puncher, I'm just average, but I'm fast.
What do we think the future holds for Frankie Gavin? World star as an amateur. How quickly do you want to be moved on?
As long as I listen to the people around me. Anthony Farnell, he's been there, and then there's no reason why I can't go all the way. I'm living a perfect life now in Manchester. If you can hear my throat, you can see that I've had a bit of a sore throat, but no excuses. I've done my best, and in the end it was good enough, so I'm happy.
Well done tonight, Frankie, thank you.
Sore throat, but I would imagine a pretty sore opponent after what we've just seen there. Glenn McCrory, what do you reckon?
It was clinical, wasn't it? It was a very good win. I think he learned something there because his opponent was a bit cagey, was a bit experienced trying to pick him off, but I thought, he just bit by bit just picked them off, showed some nice patience, and that's what you want to see from these fighters at that stage in the career.
A little bit different from what we saw in his first fight.
A lot better, a lot more steady. Didn't chase him round the ring, squared him off, used that southpaw jab to set him up, and started to bring the left uppercut through the guard, and that started to break him up.
I think he'll be. Sorry, John. I think he'll be a much better fighter, and he'll stop more opponents when the longer distances are on. I think when he starts to get the championship distance, you'll really see the quality in Frankie Gavin.
Will it be 3 wins out of 3 for our former Olympic stars and amateur greats? James DeGale, a golden night for the Olympic gold medalist from Beijing. You can find out in a couple of minutes' time.
SkyPoker.com. Poker comes alive.
Special event coming soon to Sky Box Office. Amir Khan faces Andreas Kotelnik for the WBA light welterweight title. It's a special event on Sky Box Office, live from London's O2 Arena on Saturday, June the 27th. From an Olympic silver medalist to an Olympic gold medalist, can James DeGale win over his critics with an impressive performance against an unbeaten opponent? Our MC is Mark Burdis.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome into the ring, James Chunky DeGale.
Flash, charismatic and already slightly controversial Olympic champion James DeGale, MBE. Those gold shorts after he shone out in China, but the subject of the Birmingham Boo Boys after an easy but lackluster first professional start. It's a mixed reception here. How will Belfast react when he gets in the ring and gets down to business?
Well, Belfast, they have a good fight crowd. If they produce the goods, then they'll react accordingly. I feel on debut night, he certainly had the most awkward opponent to look good against. I think his problem was he knew it wasn't happening and he'd make it happen. So tonight, I mean, it's a pity. Imagine when an Olympic gold medalist and you still have to win over the fans. A ridiculous situation, but that is the situation. So he has to perform tonight. He has to make things happen and entertain.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest this evening is a special attraction featuring one of our 2008 Beijing Olympic team. Frank Warren proudly presents a 4 3-minute round international contest in the super middleweight division, live and exclusive on Sky Sports from Belfast's Odyssey Arena. Firstly, in the red corner, wearing the blue shorts, weighing in 11 stone, 6 pounds 8 ounces, with a record of 5 wins from 5 contests. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting and introducing from Landskron, the Czech Republic, Jindřich Kubin. And across the ring, wearing the gold shorts, weighing in 12 stone, 3 pounds 10 ounces, is a man who already needs no introduction in the boxing world. As an amateur, he won 2 ABA championships and a Commonwealth Games bronze medal in a career that culminated in an Olympic vest in 2008. In Beijing, he was the only boxer to return home with the coveted gold medal and the title he had always dreamed of, the Olympic champion. Awarded the MBE in the Queen's New Year's Honours List, he makes his second professional start this evening after a winning debut in February. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the 2008 Olympic middleweight champion from Harlesden in London, James Chunky DeGale. Your referee in charge of the action is Mr. Victor Loughlin of Paisley in Scotland, who will now give his final instructions to both boxers.
Okay guys, you know the rules. Remember, obey my commands at all time, defend yourselves at all time. God bless, let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, 4 3-minute rounds.
He'll be revved up tonight, James DeGale. Desperate to show his class after admitting we only saw 30% of his best against the crab-like Georgian survivor Vebkia Chelaya. It might be different here because Jindřich Kubin from the Czech Republic has won all 5, the last 3 by knockout. It could suit DeGale better, but he is facing an unbeaten man. Sharp start from DeGale, good hand speed and a static head of Kubin, who's in trouble. Oh, right hand! What about that? There's a statement from DeGale inside the opening 30 seconds. 22 seconds, down goes Kubin, and DeGale could force a quick fire win that will surely stop the Boo Boys. Oh, right hand! And he's all over the place, Cuban. Body shots, doesn't know what's hit him.
Well, I think DeGale has got the idea of what's required in the pro game. We said entertain. This is certainly entertaining. He wants to show he can punch, he can fight. Top class amateur can also be a top class pro. This is a totally different James DeGale tonight.
Somehow Cuban's still in the fight, throwing his own punches. A far more exciting performance already from James DeGale.
Very strong looking neck Cuban has, so that's probably the reason he's able to absorb some of these punches. But I tell you, they were good shots, they were bang on the chin. Oh, there's another one.
Doubling up with the right hand this time, DeGale. He said he will see an altogether different display. And this is far more positive, Jim.
Yeah, as I say, a totally different James DeGale. Stepping in with the punch, he's staying there, staying in range. Beautiful shots.
Right hands from the orthodox stance, this time of DeGale, who's switch hitting and looks so comfortable in there, the 23-year-old.
And full credit to Cuban, he's there and he's taken full-blooded shots. But a few more of those and I think Victor Loughlin will be stepping in here. Because he's not coming back with anything. I think his balance has gone, Cuban. But eye still clear, still looking back. Oh.
Right hands, and Victor Loughlin this time does step in. It's a one-round demolition victory for James DeGale, who on his second professional outing gets it absolutely bang on.
Yeah, well, he had to come back with something special. The two previous performances we've had tonight have been spot on. But I don't know, certainly no one was as dramatic as James DeGale tonight. A little bit of drama which was sadly lacking from his first performance in his pro debut. Certainly wasn't lacking tonight. That was business-like, that was class.
Not only was it positive, he was accurate, wasn't he, Jim?
Yeah, when he came straight off the stool, he didn't hang back like a counter puncher sometimes like they find out what the other guys got. Look at that right hook, bang on the chin. Okay, he wasn't badly shaken, Cuban, and he was a tough man. You can see I commented on the neck, very strong man. A little bit of balance as well with that knockdown, but nothing wrong with the punching. And at this stage, he was just really teeing off on Cuban. I think Victor Loughlin already was thinking maybe this is not going to go on much longer. And as he was knocked to the side there, he decided enough is enough. Cuban hadn't been allowed to come back with anything of his own. And look at DeGale just setting him up with the left hand and bombing home with the right there. Good performance, excellent.
Yep, good stuff, James DeGale, under pressure.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 2 minutes, 22 seconds of round one, your referee, Victor Loughlin, has stopped the contest. He deemed Gingerish Cuban was in no position to continue. The winner in the blue corner from Harlesden, London, James Chunky DeGale.
Impressive, nice work from James DeGale, but still the boos ring out around the Odyssey Arena here in Belfast. We'll hear from him in a couple of minutes' time. Up next, our main event. The return of a hometown hero, Martin Rogan, prizefighter champion, Commonwealth champion. But just how far can the big man go? You can find out as he takes on another former prizefighter champion, Sam Sexton. Let's hear from James DeGale talking to Adam Smith.
2 out of 2, James DeGale, a totally different performance and surely more satisfying.
Of course, listen, the Irish fans have been fantastic. There was a bit of booing, but even before when I went out into town, they've been fantastic. They all know me, all great, fantastic, but performance is there. Don't judge me yet, that's what, Jim, 40% of me. Don't judge me yet, trust me.
This time 40%. Why are the fans on your back, do you think?
I think they're going to cheer me out when I go out, Adam. But I don't know, maybe because I run my mouth a little bit too much, but I've said I'm not going to do it no more. I'm going to let these do the talking in the ring. On a serious note, because I know it's there. The sparring been going fantastic. I know what I do in the gym, Adam. Do you know what I'm saying? I know where I'm going. Jim, you know where I'm going.
And Cuban was unbeaten, and you were fast, you were accurate, and you were positive.
Does it look like I've learned more in that 10 weeks thing I've learned in 10 weeks, Adam? No, go on, you tell me.
Yeah, it looks like it to us.
Fantastic. I'm going to have a little chat with Jim after, have a little look at it. I think that was all right. I'm going to have a little look when I get back. But thank you. Do not give up on me. Olympic gold medal, do not give up on me. Not yet, mate. Please, trust me.
Well done, James, tonight. We'll see you soon.
Johnny Nelson, how did you rate that performance?
A lot more confidence, a little more humble, as you'd say. Very accurate, very sharp, and he wanted to make a difference here. I think this was a better performance than his first.
I think listening to James DeGale is an indication of how much pressure is on him and how much he feels he has to please the fans. And it was good. He needed a victory like that. He needed to do it in that sort of style. He came out to make a statement, and he did just that. And I'm happy for him. You know, he wants to do good. He wants to do good for the crowd. But sometimes you just got to box your best fight.
I like how he finished this off as an orthodox. Switch from southpaw to orthodox, binding him with a jab, snap that right hand cross in, and he never missed with it. He threw it 3, 4, 5 times, set the shot up, got the accuracy there, got the result.
Well, more performances like that will surely silence the Boo Boys. There will be a massive cheer when this man makes his way out of the Odyssey Arena in Belfast. Martin Rogan, prizefighter champion, Commonwealth champion, and local taxi driver is on his way next.
SkyPoker.com. Poker comes alive.
Boxing action coming thick and fast, the latest in our prize fighter series. This time the Cruiserweights, Tuesday, 8 o'clock, Sky Sports 1. Battle of the prize fighter champions here in Belfast, and a homecoming for a heavyweight hero. Here's Ed Robinson.
Returning home after his heroics in England, Martin Rogan's got another fight on his hands in Belfast against ambitious Sam Sexton.
Sam's a great boxer. He's got great skills, and he's very, very fast.
This is the most important fight of my life. Do you know what I mean? But the thing is, I trained so hard for this fight. There's just no way I feel I can be beat.
Rogan's come from nowhere to make his mark as inaugural prizefighter champion, with a victory over Audley Harrison, and then the thrilling stoppage of European title holder Matt Skelton.
The fairy tale story continues!
Matt was the European champion, wouldn't put the title on the line. Had he done that, this guy'd be the European champion.
I'm an aggressive, come-forward fighter, and that's just, I'm not going to change for anybody.
But he'll be giving away 14 years to the fast-improving Sexton, a dramatic prizefighter winner himself.
Sam Sexton is the champion, and thoroughly deserved.
I've had a couple of tough fights, but I'm fresh, I'm young, I've got years ahead of me, and out with the old, in with the new.
There's talk of a world title shot for Rogan if he keeps winning.
At the minute, I've only one focus, and that's Friday night in the Odyssey Arena.
So will it be a triumphant homecoming for Rogan, or the end of an improbable dream?
In my mind, I just see Martin Rogan being totally outclassed.
Well, obviously I'm going to have to steer clear of his fast jab and work my way in to cutting him off and making sure that when I get him and nail him, that I make him pay for it.
Johnny, just over a year ago, we'd never heard of him. Now, have a listen to this.
It turned into a giant slayer. I didn't think he could fill this place out. What a crowd here for Rogan tonight, and he's going to try and impress.
Glenn, what do you like about him?
You know, he's got a massive heart, hasn't he? He's so strong.
And Sexton, well, it's an intimidating atmosphere for him.
It's a very intimidating atmosphere, but you know, it's a big opportunity for him as well. He thinks he can just sideline Rogan and he can take his place.
Well, it is amazing here at the Odyssey. The hometown hero returns. Our MC is Mark Burdis.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Commonwealth Heavyweight Championship. Belfast, are you ready? Please welcome into the ring the challenger from Norwich, Sam Sexton.
Well, he may not get the warmest of receptions, but it's a huge chance tonight for Norwich's skillful and some believe highly regarded heavyweight to really gatecrash the domestic scene. He's still young at 24, Sam Sexton. He's beginning to mature, especially in his prize fighter triumph, and he does have ability. He picked up gold medals as an amateur, so there is pedigree, Jim, if he can transfer it into a tough pro battle.
Yeah, well, he is slick, he's skillful, and I think he's showed when winning prize fighter that he can look at opponents and work out a plan which will take him to victory. That's what impressed me in the prize fighter series. He thought about the whole job, he thought about the whole night, he thought about all three opponents, worked out a plan to win. No doubt he's looked at Rogan and he sees Rogan can't be outboxed, but can he do it for 12 rounds? That's the big question I'm asking.
Ladies and gentlemen, to introduce the Commonwealth Heavyweight Champion from Belfast, Martin Rogan, I give you Stevie Rock.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Are you ready? Feel it now. Give it up for the big RG, come on. Give it up for the big OG. Here we go. Come on. Round one, yeah, the show is begun. Got my talking looking weak, got my legs to run. When I take a shot, you know I never miss. Got the poison snake, I got the venomous kiss. I'm coming through the mist, a man in a storm. It's just the beginning, son. I'm only getting warm, never see me calm. I'm a force of destruction, I see red in the ring, and my brains will function. I'm preaching nature, a mean machine. There's no blood in my veins, just pure gasoline. Bottles will stream, I got that ice cold stare. The matter of fact, I'll be your worst nightmare when we come after you. Not a team to do. I'm a champ in the making, and my time is due. I'll be going for you, you'll be hitting the ground. One more shot, give me one more round. One more chance, stay in the sound. One more shot, one more round. One more chance, stay in the sound. Come on, one more shot, one more round. One more chance, stay in the sound. One more shot, one more round. Come on, one more chance, stay in the sound. One more shot, one more round. Round two, I'm coming swinging after you. Put you on the floor is what I came to do. We're a train killer, a fight technician. We got the speed of a pure that leaves your body into mission after wishing. Cause you never stop the disc and lose a bit of wings. You be caught with a missing like this. You be striking like
An electric atmosphere, the homecoming of a most unlikely boxing hero. What a buzz here. Let's see how they line up, and it's an important fight in the heavyweight division. Sam Sexton so much younger. Martin Rogan with a slight height advantage, but giving the weight away to Sexton.
Stevie Rock.
Both been around about the same time, 12 fights apiece. They are pretty inexperienced. Rogan's still fresh at 38 and punches a bit harder. And what a heart he's got.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event of the evening. Frank Warren, in association with frankwarren.tv and sponsored by the Queensberry Fight Network, proudly presents 12 3-minute rounds for the Commonwealth Heavyweight Championship, live and exclusive on Sky Sports from the Odyssey Arena here in Belfast, Northern Ireland. Your officials are appointed by the Commonwealth Boxing Council in association with the British Boxing Board of Control. Your 3 scoring judges at ringside are Mr. Mark Green of Romford, Mr. Victor Loughlin of Paisley, Scotland, and from Birmingham, Mr. Terry O'Connor. Your British Boxing Board of Control steward in charge this evening is John Wilson. Your Commonwealth rep is Robert Smith. And when the action begins, your referee in charge is Mr. Dave Paris of Leeds. Your timekeeper at the bell is Dale Elliott. And now to introduce the contestants. Firstly, the challenger, wearing the black shorts, weighing in at 17 stone, 3 pounds, fighting out of the red corner. He hails from Norwich in England and is the reigning Southern Area heavyweight champion with a record of 11 wins from 12 contests. He comes to us as the Prize Fighter 2 champion, and tonight is the challenger for the title. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sam Sexton. And across the ring stands the champion. Fighting out of the blue corner, he is wearing the white and black shorts, weighing in at 16 stone, 4 pounds. He brings with him an undefeated record of 12 wins, with 6 wins coming by stoppage. He is the inaugural prizefighter champion and the man who has since beaten 2 of Britain's premier heavyweights, Olympic champion Audley Harrison and Commonwealth champion Matt Skelton. Tonight, he enters the ring still undefeated and making the first defence of his Commonwealth title in his home city. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting and introducing the reigning and undefeated Commonwealth heavyweight champion from Belfast, Northern Ireland, the entertainer, Martin Rogan. Your referee will now give his final instructions to both boxers.
I spoke to you both in the dressing room, boys. You know what I expect of you. Break when I tell you to, defend yourself at all times. Shake hands, boys. Good luck to you both.
12 3-minute rounds for the Commonwealth Heavyweight Championship.
Well, it's been a really feel-good fairy tale story. And in his home city, the first defence of the Commonwealth heavyweight crown at Belfast. So popular, Martin Rogan ripped from the strong, tough, world-rated Matt Skelton. That was an amazing fight. Now a different proposition in East Anglia's capable, useful Sam Sexton. How will Sexton go about the job in front of this crowd on his biggest night?
Well, Sexton is a thinker. He's proved in the past he can work out a plan and fight to that plan and stick by the plan. But Rogan, difficult man to beat at the best of times. He's never been beaten, but with this crowd behind him, I mean, this is a big, big job for Sexton.
It is quite some atmosphere here in the Odyssey Arena. And why not for the 38-year-old taxi driver and part-time actor who's getting it right late on in the boxing world.
Well, this is good stuff from Rogan. He's shown little feints. He's not just walking in. This is good stuff. I mean, you can see he's trying to draw some leads. Look at it, there goes that little feint again. Yeah, he's putting a lot more thought into his boxing maybe than some people give him credit for. He's not just walking in. Good head movement.
Yeah, picked that right hand nicely, didn't he? Martin Rogan, who won't mind about giving the weight away to Sam Sexton. Not one little bit, he did it to Skelton. Who'd have thought he'd have outlasted Matt Skelton, but he did. Fast hands of Sexton, that's what he's got to do. He has technical ability, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he has to make sure this is a boxing match. But already I'm impressed with the way Rogan's going about things. You know, he's getting close, which I'm sure Sexton thought maybe that was where the difficulty would have been for him. But he's feinting, threatening and getting close.
Just beckoning him in there, Sam Sexton. Said he's going to push Rogan back and take the fight to him. Is that sensible tactics?
I mean, I'm really amazed and pleasantly surprised at the techniques that Rogan's showing here. He's not just a slugger, you can see he's thinking what he's doing, good head movement. I think maybe Sexton may be a little bit surprised here. I think he reckoned it would be easy to catch, and that hasn't been the case so far in the opening round here.
Didn't even lace the gloves on till he was 27, Martin Rogan. Not a bad amateur, and unbeaten as a pro. What a rise he's had. It's better from Sexton with the speed of hand. Doesn't look overawed, does he, the Norwich man?
No, he doesn't. Good opening round.
There's John Breen, the man that Martin Rogan says is the Customato of Irish boxing. Mike Tyson's old trainer, of course.
Well, they've certainly been working on Rogan's technique. I was quite impressed at the thought he was putting into the attacks he was launching, thinking what he was doing, the little feints and threats that get a result from opponents. He's not just marching forward, hoping for the best.
Technical advice of John Breen, the psychological tactics from Eamon McGee, former great fighter in the city himself. Second round, Commonwealth heavyweight title at stake. The black trunks of Sam Sexton in fight number 13. So too Martin Rogan. Just more battle-hardened Rogan, and who's had tougher opposition and obstacles to overcome.
Nice movement there from Sexton. The thing about Rogan, he doesn't mind missing with punches. He's not downhearted about it. He just keeps pumping them out. Missed with the first couple, he keeps throwing them.
Good jabs from Sexton. He said he'll give Rogan a boxing lesson. He likes the fact that everybody's written him off and that he's such a huge underdog. That's a good shot from Sexton, and that troubles Rogan, who's hurt in the second round, but we've seen him come back before many times.
Rogan looking to hold after that right hand. His hands are low, there's good head movement, not quite working in this round. I think Sexton may be taking a tumble to that and just keeping the range to his liking now.
Rogan just trying to walk through him, but Sexton gets another right going. This isn't a bad start for the challenger from Norwich.
I think Sexton's realised that he needs a little bit more distance to get his punches off, and he's finding it in the second round here.
Getting into a rhythm though, the hands are flowing of Sam Sexton and making Rogan just look a touch clumsy.
I think Rogan's going to have to look to be blocking shots here. Keeping in mind we've got 12 rounds here, which is a long, long time. Not important what's taking place at the moment, as long as you have the steam left in the last one. Oh, good left. That looked like bang on, but he took it well.
Yep, right hand. Last minute of the second. Sexton has got to be mature tonight. Box to a plan. That's right of Rogan, but a left hand of Sexton just seemed again to have an effect. Rogan bounces back, and he's being tested here early on, Martin Rogan.
Yeah, but we wondered if Sexton would be prepared to trade. Well, that proves it is. He's happy that he can match Rogan for power. Good little exchange there.
Hands up. There's a languid feel to Sexton, and he'll be gaining in confidence as the seconds tick by.
And Dave Parris has proved in the past to be a very strict referee, so both these guys, he's giving ticking offs already. You don't have to be careful.
That's Sexton's round.
He's fucking these blows.
Excuse the language in the corner from John Breen. He says Sexton's starting to blow, but that was a good session from him.
Yeah, that was good. He landed the better shots here. The early signs are that that was the good clip in the chin from Sexton. The early signs that Rogan's going to have to do it the hard way again, but I don't think he expects anything less. He'll be prepared for that.
Sam Sexton, the ground worker from Norwich. He was a rugby player in his teens. Said he was tall and skinny and played on the wing. Filled out into a good, big-sized heavyweight. But a faster start from Martin Rogan. And stamina could become an issue for Sexton because he has been stopped before by Derek Chisora.
Well, I expected that Sexton may have the better of things early, but the 12-round distance and the fact that Rogan's so charged up with this crowd behind him, so that's Dave Parris in on the act again.
This is already a better heavyweight spectacle than we saw for the British title between Danny Williams and John McDermott in Sunderland the other week.
See Rogan again not rushing in, that was a little bit wild, but you can see he's trying to get his way close. Good bust from Sexton.
The other question was about Sexton's power. Only 4 knockout wins. Can he deter Martin Rogan? Keep him off him. That's a good jab. And just a little wink at Rogan, as if to say, OK, I'm with you here.
Sexton complaining about the heads coming together there. Good defence from Rogan. Well, Sexton has showed that he can steady Rogan already with some of his punching. Hasn't shown knockout power. But he certainly hits hard enough to gain respect.
And showed intelligence, a good head, when he won prize fighter in Newcastle. Boxed to a plan that night. And opened up in the final against Chris Burton, handing that unbeaten heavyweight his first defeat.
Spoiling a little bit up close, Sexton. I think he wants to do this at long range. Quite happy to hear the referee breaking them up close. Rogan's just trying to find a way to get close without taking that jab.
Walks into one there, Rogan, though, and Sexton again opens up. Who's the puncher in there, Jim?
Good left hook from Rogan.
Solid blows getting through from the pair of them. Is this again going to become a survival of the fittest? The teak-tough Martin Rogan.
Again, Dave Parris on both their cases again. Hope we can see this one out without points deduction.
So right from Sexton, heads bang together. This could become rough and tough, and you sense that will be Martin Rogan's territory and game if that happens.
They'll difficultly split them in this round, but I would say it's Rogan's kind of fight at the moment.
If you're enjoying what you're seeing tonight, you're sure to enjoy this. The latest in our prize fighter series. This time it's the cruiserweights taking part in our knockout competition, live from Earls Court in London, Tuesday, 8 o'clock on Sky Sports 1.
Yep, should be fireworks in the capital on Tuesday. One of those prize fighters is Darren Corbett, the Irishman, who's been sparring with Sam Sexton. Sexton, who says he's had the best camp ever. He physically feels fabulous. Can he pull off the upset here in Belfast? He's certainly giving a good display so far, Jim.
Yep, he has a good plan. He knows what he wants to do here is the right idea, but it's just keeping this fellow at bay is his problem. Rogan's so fired up, especially with the crowd behind him.
Yeah, could just march him down, couldn't he, Martin Rogan, who was bullied as a kid and only turned to boxing late against the advice of his mother, who I think now is his biggest fan.
See, Sexton is moving back from Rogan's attack, so maybe he should be trying to step to the side. When he steps straight back onto the ropes, Rogan is following him there. A good shot there from him.
Now the uppercut, the hand speed, just troubling Rogan. He's got to keep it going. He's not got the experience of going long distances in fights, Sexton, who turns southpaw and back again.
Yeah, he's getting his punches off quicker in this round, Sexton. Rogan just caught it at the wrong distance too often.
Just looking out of the ring, Sexton. Tries the uppercut, bludgeoning on the inside from Rogan. Good speed again from Sexton, and you don't know what that fight with Matt Skelton has taken out of Rogan. It was so hard and grueling, and it was only in February.
Yeah, but I just get the feeling he's on a roll. When things are going well, you can take tough fights in your stride. He's just struggling to get close to Sexton in this round. Sexton boxing well here, using his feet.
Yeah, that roll has been remarkable, really, for Rogan, who told us he'd win prize fighter. Few thought he'd beat Audley Harrison, and even fewer thought he'd topple Matt Skelton, who had taken the European title after a good win in Italy over Paolo Vidos.
Better movement from Sexton in this round. He's not moving straight back from the attacks.
They're keeping his head, Sexton. And Rogan just out of range there, being outboxed in patches. And remember, was hurt momentarily a couple of times earlier on, Rogan.
Maybe not quite the snap in Sexton's punches that may be needed as this one wears along. He's popping them out. They're not hurtful punches, so Rogan can come right through those. He's winning this round in my card, but not throwing punches that are going to trouble Martin Rogan.
I think that was another Sexton round. Nicely poised and an interesting battle for the Commonwealth heavyweight title. Sexton has thrown more and landed 8 more for the success to Rogan. It's a bit of a pick-em at the moment. Sort of what you like, isn't it?
Yeah, but I thought in the third round it was Rogan's kind of fight, but Sexton changed things around in the previous round, found his distance, just managed to keep Rogan at bay. So Rogan has to find a way to get closer again.
Only the 56th round, this, of Martin Rogan's professional career, and he's having a ticking off already from Dave Paris.
That's what happened right on the bell. I think he punched after the bell. He made an apology, but he was sent back to his corner, so I think Dave Paris is having a word with him about that. It's what happened in the previous round.
In terms of rounds, he is inexperienced still. Rogan as a professional. Been around 5 years, but stop-start. And only lately has he really come to the fold. Sexton boxing well on the outside.
See, that's the sideways movement I was thinking about earlier. He's not moving straight back from Rogan now. Just moving from side to side, just keeping him slightly off balance. There he goes.
Yet to go into the second half of a championship fight, Sam Sexton. So he's got to keep this going.
Just has to be careful it doesn't look negative, Sexton. You have to get some punches off. You want to win rounds in the back foot. You have to make it obvious what you're doing.
Good combination there. Jabs in the right hand. Maybe Rogan knew he'd have problems early. And the reserves in the tank from the John Breen stable of fit fighters could come into the equation. He's just such a hard man to beat, to overcome.
Yeah, well, you certainly can't dent his desire or his enthusiasm. And as was said earlier, with this crowd behind him, he always gives what he's got. It'll be even more so tonight. But Sexton finding the room again. Rogan not able to impose himself at the moment.
With this huge crowd here at the Odyssey, we will want to keep the story going. They will get a European title challenge on the back of this against Alexander Dimitrenko, the unbeaten Ukrainian. He says he can become a world champion, Martin Rogan, even as he approaches 40.
Well, I think Sexton is stealing another round here because really Rogan hasn't been allowed to do anything that's effective in this round. Can't get close. Okay, it's not vintage, maybe the fans are not loving it, but it's effective. He's not taking anything and he's landing shots. So Sexton putting his plan into action now. Good stuff from him then.
Yeah, lovely hand speed. He's boxing to a plan that's been devised by trainer Graham Everett. Well, I think it's working, Jim, at the moment.
Yeah, well, that's the 2 rounds on the turn that I've given him. So he's worked it out and he's put his plan into operation now.
Just your neighbour, just go back one. Relax. Good boy. You're breathing.
British heavyweights.
Take it all in.
Look at that pack. Martin Rogan leading the way. David Hay, who has his shot at Vladimir Klitschko, of course, coming up. Danny Williams, the British champion, 5. Derek Chisora, who's beaten Sam Sexton, but Sexton will jump right up.
Exactly.
If he can take this Commonwealth belt.
Take away the territory, bully him. Sharp and don't waste anything.
It's wide open.
I think the important thing about the last couple of rounds is that Sexton, who's never done the 12 rounds, has controlled the pace. And Rogan does not want that to happen. He has to up the tempo. He's going to have to maybe take punches to land punches. He's been trying to get close without taking the jab. He may just have to take one to land a better one.
Fast out from the red corner, Sam Sexton in the black trunks at the moment. Well, fighting the fight of his life, really. When it matters, hostile territory and against the odds. And it's the skills that are troubling Rogan.
See, Rogan may feel it's just a little bit early to go hell for leather and give it everything he's got, but if this continues for a few more rounds, then we'll see him doing it. Here he comes now.
And work on him again.
They're attempting to bulldoze his way through. Is this nice boxing, the jabs from Sexton? Will it be enough later on as this gets hard and into the trenches?
Well, he's looking to steal rounds, that's for sure. Okay, it's maybe not what the fans would like to see him engaging a little bit more, but he knows he's going to come off in second place doing that.
Oh, nice hand! Beautiful shot from Rogan in the 6th round, and Sexton hurt for the first time in the contest. A body shot from Rogan. This the round that he unravelled against Derek Chisora, and after all his good work, Sam Sexton has got to hold on and somehow weather the storm.
Well, there's always the danger when you're at that distance. You're just going to misjudge it, and that's what happened there. So Rogan must jump on him here. Must make him pay if he doesn't finish it here. He must take something out of Sexton because he was looking too comfortable for a couple of rounds then.
Half his victories have ended inside schedule. Martin Rogan, he can punch, and with that will and the granite physique, a turnaround in the 6th. Now he knows he can hurt Sexton, and that's important.
He's throwing single shots at the moment, Rogan, when they should be pouring them. Looks as though Sexton has managed to get himself through the crisis, but he was definitely hurt there. Bad swelling on Rogan's left eye. That looks like it's about to close.
Yeah, that's come up suddenly for Rogan. Little mark under Sexton's. Done well there, Sexton, to get through the haze. And back to his jab.
Just don't see the same fire you expect from Rogan. And he certainly knew he had his man hurt then.
That's bad, that eye, Jim.
Yeah, that's what... Oh!
Down goes Sexton.
Well, the punch looked to land on the shoulders. Dave Paris is not calling it a knockdown. It's possible the punch didn't land on target and that maybe it was a good call. Maybe we'll see it.
All starting to happen in the 6th round. Eamon McGee straight to work on the eye. It's a nasty swelling. We saw Chris Eubank stop against Carl Thompson with an injury like that.
Now that can be worse than a cut. At least with a cut you can see what you're doing. That was the punch that really shook Sexton. I mean, the better punching, certainly you can see the effect that one had. He had to grab hold, recover from it well, obviously down to the fitness. But just when you expected to see the old fire from Rogan, we didn't quite see it. And they just couldn't capitalise on that. Kept the punches flowing, which probably just nicked him the round. Yeah, see, that looked like it was a kind of glancing blow into the shoulder. I think it would have been a cruel knockdown if Dave Paris had called it.
It might have been a right hand that damaged the eye of Rogan. They've had a minute on it, but it looks very nasty. Well, Uncharted territory now for Sam Sexton, who was hurt in the 6th. Maybe now, in the next 2 or 3 rounds, Rogan, with the eye problem, will really go for it and impose himself and test Sexton's will and desire.
See, I don't think there's any point standing off for a late charge from Rogan. I think he has to step up the pace now, initiate the attacks, complaining about the heads coming together, I think.
Rogan has the experience of going 10 with Audley Harrison and 11 with Matt Skelton. Trying to load up on these punches. Do you think maybe the Skelton affair has taken something out of him in the short term, Rogan?
Yeah, well, I mean, Dave Paris wants the doctor to have a look at the eye. I think, that would be a tragedy. It doesn't look bad enough. Doesn't look bad enough to be stopping. I mean, Dave Paris is an experienced referee, so maybe up close it's worse than it looks from here. Yeah, on we go.
Doctor says it's fine, and how the crowd cheer. But Rogan might think he's on borrowed time and could have to go for it now.
Yeah, well, he's shown that he has the power to trouble Sexton, so it can't depend on a 12-round fight here. He's going to have to go for it. Just give it what he's got.
The grit, the belief, not all the skills, Martin Rogan. But boy, he's a very, very hard man. Still doing well though, Sexton, pumping out the jab.
Yeah, you feel he's been stealing rounds here and there, which you get them in the bank. I don't suppose at the end of a title fight it's how you got them there. Oh, lovely stuff from Sexton there.
Yeah, good right hands and right on that eye as well from Sam Sexton. And that one hurt Rogan, and he's very badly hurt. The hands are down, and Sexton could be on the verge of a dramatic stoppage. Last minute of the 7th.
Rogan sagged from that punch. That was all the way down to his toes. He's badly shaken. He will not recover for that. But in the last minute of this round, time for a big drive from Sexton.
The right hands. Rogan trying to keep with him. The heart is there. But so far, Sam Sexton, well, he's boxed a beautiful fight. And I'm sure he can hardly see out of the eye, so those right hands are getting through now.
Yeah, and Sexton throwing more right hands, which he's quite right to do. Horrible swelling on that left eye of Rogan. Good bust again from Sexton.
I think we've got to give Sam Sexton enormous credit for coming here as a big underdog. No one believed he'd pull it off, and he is now on the brink. Rogan hurt again. Seconds ticking away. What a round for Sam Sexton, the 7th.
Rogan was a weary man as he headed back to the corner. He slumped onto the stool. Those two big right hands have taken a tremendous amount out of him. Will a minute be long enough?
You're going to have to do the puck in them here.
Excuse the language.
I know you are, son. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to be a puck in them here.
Excuse the language, mate, McGee. They're trying to G him up.
I'm only telling you, they'll probably rub us eye. You're going to have to get fucked in them.
Excuse it again, but they're very, very worried in there. Should they put him out?
Title at stake. I mean, they would never forgive them. Dave Paris has already called the doctor up. Looks as though he's allowing it to go on, but as I said earlier, a badly swollen eye is much worse than a cut eye. Can't do anything with it.
They may give him one more round here, Martin Rogan, as we enter the 8th, and there's a real spring in the step of Sam Sexton. But what can Rogan do? He has hurt Sexton already in this, and they start swinging. This could get very fun.
Well, it may be a case of Rogan knows it's the last round, Sexton doesn't, so he can give it everything he has left. Can maybe just giving everything he has in this one last drive, get him a result.
And that Rocky story would continue if he could pull a victory out of the fire. That eye is terrible, and Sam Sexton is just growing in confidence. Did Martin Rogan overlook Sexton?
I think maybe just different fighters, different styles, make different fights.
And there's a right hand, left hook. Oh, Sexton's going to go in the 8th round. Oh, and he nearly went down, and he has to hang on the ropes. And Dave Parris is telling Martin Rogan off for a back of the head shot, but Sexton,
you know,
so hurt.
That's the second time Sexton's hurt this fellow and been punished.
Rogan now has Sam Sexton reeling around the ring. The legs have gone, and there's so much time left in the round.
One more will do it. Does he have the energy? Oh,
Sexton's going to surely be knocked out here. It's another astonishing turnaround from Martin Rogan. What is this guy made of?
He's got nothing left. He's looking at the floor. He wants the referee step in. I don't believe what Martin Rogan's doing here. This is a lack of experience. He should be getting the punches out.
Rogan hangs off him for some reason. A minute to go in one of the most dramatic rounds of domestic heavyweight boxing in ages.
We're just looking at a man, Adam, who's too good a sport for his own good. He stood back as though he reckoned the action should be stopped for the gum shield when he should be going for the finish. Sportsmanship gone crazy, but you can't help admiring the man. But what a mistake that was!
Incredible to do that in the ring, Martin Rogan. And Sexton just trying to get through this somehow when it looked absolutely all over for him.
Well, I don't think they can pull him out now, Adam. He's right back into this. Eye or no eye, he doesn't have to see. He knows where Sexton is.
It's another unbelievable one, this, Jim. Martin Rogan, watching him, has been fabulous in the last year. What next? Sexton's head just clears ever so slightly. And Dave Parris, is he going to get the doctor up again? Yes, he is.
But he's enjoying
17 seconds left in the round.
How many fingers do you say, Rogie? Pardon?
Can't see through the eye.
Not too often.
Doesn't know how many fingers is being held up, and the fight is over. And Sam Sexton becomes the Commonwealth heavyweight champion in dramatic circumstances when he was almost knocked out, and Martin Rogan is beaten for the first time because of the eye.
Yep, and maybe also because of sportsmanship. At the time he had Sam Sexton at his mercy. He stopped and looked, turned to the referee to see if he should continue, and that could well have cost him his title. Very seldom. I mean, that's what the man's all about. If he needs any more friends, he's probably made them again tonight, but surely we'll see a rematch here, because I don't think that's been settled tonight.
Unfinished business. Martin Rogan sporting, but Sam Sexton was terrific tonight. He really was.
You have to hand it to him. He was a guy who had to survive. He was out on his feet. He had to find a way to survive, and he did find a way. But, I mean, look at it. I mean, you can see the eye. You can't complain about the stoppage. And I've said before, when the doctor's called up twice, it usually signals the end. But here he had him completely at his mercy. Shortly after this, he punched the gum shield from his mouth. Then, when he was totally at his mercy, Sexton looked down at the floor. Now, this is where Dave Parris did him a little bit of a favour, warning for the punches. Gum shield still in place at the moment. Rogan giving it everything. Look, he is all over the place. He is one clean punch away from victory at this stage. Just couldn't find the room to get that clean punch off. Now that was it. The punch landed in the shoulder. I mean, what are you supposed to do when the man has turned his back? And that's when he looked down.
And here we go.
This is where the finish could have come. And he's actually taking punches himself while he decides, what should I do here? A fighter's instinct should have been finish the job, get Sexton out of there. This is a cruel business, but that's what should have been done. But you have to admire his sportsmanship, but that's contributed to him losing his title tonight.
Another roller coaster with Martin Rogan. You just can't take your eyes off him, but Sam Sexton comes through in a great battle. Let's see it again.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 2 minutes 37 seconds of round 8, the fight has been stopped on the advice of the doctor. The winner and the new Commonwealth heavyweight champion from Norwich, Sam Sexton.
Have you got your breath back yet? We'll be speaking to both fighters in a couple of moments. The thoughts of Johnny Nelson and Glenn McCrory, and we'll be looking ahead to next week's thrilling prize fighter.
The belt has been presented by Robert Smith and John Williamson.
The most dramatic of nights in Belfast, Sam Sexton, the new Commonwealth heavyweight champion. Martin Rogan pulled out of the fight in the end. Referee stopped it because of a bad bruise to the eye. There's both fighters ringside with Ed Robinson.
Well, Sam, against the odds and the hostile crowd, you're the new Commonwealth champion, but how close to defeat were you in that fight?
No, I mean, he caught me. I was rocked, but I think I held my composure. Well, he kept coming at me, obviously looking for the next big shot. But I weren't about to. I trained too hard for this. I wasn't about to let him have it.
Martin, what do you think about the ending? Controversial?
Well, I got stopped with an eye closed. Sam didn't stop me. For him for winning the belt, he's got it. No sour grapes. But I think the British Boxing Board of Control seriously need to look into refereeing, because that's what I call no disrespect to any referee. I think they do a great job, but on this occasion, Sam got public warning after public warning 3 times in every round, and succeededly got off with. I got a warning in the first round, and he told me if he get caught that he was going to put me out of so what kind of refereeing is that? I find it unjust.
Do you want a rematch?
I don't think Sam does rematches. He's won the belt. Yeah, I'd fight him I'll fight him anytime. Oh, no sweat. Just unfortunately, I got a couple of headbutts, which I'm not going to cry about. It happens in boxing.
Sam, great dramatic fight. Would you have a rematch?
I mean, I think it's about moving forward. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. I don't think there's anything I can do to stop that anyway. It's down to the promoters. But I want to move forward, box for better things, and we'll just see what happens.
Great fight. Well done tonight.
Thanks, man.
What drama, Johnny Nelson.
Unbelievable. It went a nice exciting start, dipped in the middle, then Rogan knew it was close to the end with a closed eye, came out in that last round and put the pressure on. What exciting drama. This guy's so humble.
That 8th round was something to savour, wasn't it?
It was very good, wasn't it? We got a bit of everything in this fight, from good boxing to slugging it out, from drama, and everything was in this fight. But it really was. It was a slugfest at times. Sexton, no credit. Don't take it away from him. He boxed beautifully at times. Used his speed, and a very thoughtful performance from him. Rogan threw it away a little bit for me. He should have pounced on him. He just paused. I think it was inexperience.
I think, one, it was a good hustle by Sexton. Take the attention away. Rogan turns away, pop, 3 shots in. Takes advantage of the situation.
Rogan should have waded in there.
Yeah, of course. But he was shattered. He was absolutely shattered at that stage. Sexton used his brain to try and hustle a bit of time and clear his head.
Do you think Martin Rogan underestimated what Sam Sexton can do?
I think Martin Rogan's had he's had a tough spell. He's come in not a great deal of time, a long way. He's been in a couple of tough fights, and I think for somebody who's really just a novice, this was only his 13th fight. It was maybe just a step too far.
No, I tell you what I think. I think he's good at stepping up to the mark. Sexton is rated number 10 in the British rating. Martin Rogan is number 1. He may have underestimated him. He was tired, and it's the first time I've seen him.
I think Sexton came in there with a game plan. He came in there and boxed a really good fight, and I think he did excellent.
Well, we'll take a time to get our breath back after that. More exciting action guaranteed. Friday Fight Night next week. Welsh wonder kid Nathan Cleverly defends his Commonwealth light heavyweight title against the tough Billy Boyle. That's next Friday, 10 o'clock, Sky Sports 1. And before that, prize fighter returns. This time it's the turn of the cruiserweights, Tuesday, 8 p.m. on Sky Sports 1. So who will win our knockout competition? Adam Smith sets it up.
Prize fighters back with the most exciting lineup yet. 8 former champions in a crackling cruiserweight mix, with 7 high-octane fights set for May the 19th and 25 grand up for grabs.
It's going to be exciting, you know, it's one of them ones, you know, for Sky Sports, don't blink.
It's going to be a fantastic competition. I just can't wait for it to start, really.
If you go the right way, you walk away with 3 big names on your record in one night.
Some of our best fighters over the last decade are on show. Power punchers Bruce Scott and Terry Dunstan both fought for world titles and lead the way. Then there's the excellent Dean Francis, who surely possesses the talent to take the trophy.
I'm hoping on doing 3 rounds through the whole contest, so 1 round each fight. That's what I'm planning on doing.
Everyone a knockout?
Everyone a knockout.
I'm gonna hurt somebody. My mom told me not to say this word, but I think somebody gonna get hurt.
They've got no qualms, no disrespect to none of them, but they're not in my category.
Yet it's a wide open field with so many hard hitters. Darren Corbett and Oval McKenzie will be very dangerous over 3 rounds.
I want to try and knock out some of them. That's my game. I like to try and stop people from early life.
I hope these guys are really as fit as me at the minute, because see, for 3 rounds, I'm going to be lashing leather.
Mickey Steeds brings the youth and speed, while 2 of our domestic stalwarts, Neil Simpson and John Buster Keaton, have long given us thrilling wars.
When have you ever, can you ever say you've seen a Buster Keaton fight without fireworks? I bet you can't.
No matter what happens to me, how hard I get hit, I'll come back and I'll be back, and I want to win this prize fighter.
Well, you two missed out on it, but this is the draw. Some really good matchups there.
Excellent matchup, and everybody, you know, everybody's after a certain scalp there. Terry Dunstan and Oval McKenzie, brilliant matchup. Buster Keaton against Bruce Scott, revenge time. There's a reason for every fight there.
These are the odds, Glenn. Dean Francis, perhaps very short price there, very skinny.
He is very skinny, you know, but I mean, you've got in the cruiserweight, it's our favourite division, you've got everything there, but power and speed's going to be a good one.
Last word about tonight, and would you like to see it all again between Rogan and Sexton?
Bring it on, it was beautiful.
We've got to see it again, haven't we? I think everybody here wants to see it again.
Good night for our Olympic stars as well, all winning. You feel there's a bit of unfinished business between the heavyweights though.
More sport, news and views at skysports.com.